make sure that we have a safe and healthy environment for our future, that it starts by teaching the children now. Aloha, my name is Mr. Kekai. My family is originally from Ma'idi in Waianae, but I had moved when I was little to California, and then recently came back a couple of years ago so that I can study education, kind of work with plants and environmental education and that kind of stuff. I came to Nanakuli Elementary almost about 4 years ago as a substitute teacher, hoping just to kind of land a job. I had just got my substitute certification, but I've been working in environmental education for several years before that. I was very fortunate that they did have a position here. I was working alongside the 5th grade team, and I had asked the principal if they were using their garden area. She said that, I was free to use it with my students, and we began taking our 5th grade class down here for math. We noticed that the kids really gravitated to working in the garden, and it really enhanced their learning experience. And so the following year, my partner teacher and we decided to create a garden club, and we had offered it to, I think, 2nd grade to 6th grade, and we were blessed with a large turnout. Many of our students from our class had enrolled in the garden club, along with some other students from other grades.
Some things that I do inside of the garden is we look for animals, and we get compost for the plants so we can take care of them. And some of the plants that we planted was kalo in summer fun. And some things that I like about the garden is that we can learn new things about plants and people who brought all different types of plants to Hawaii.
In the garden club, they work side by side, learning and caring for Native Hawaiian plants, Polynesian introduced plants, how to use them, what they look like, what their names are, and of course some mo'olelo or some Hawaiian stories that kind of connects us as people, as Kanaka, back to the land. And so the garden club had been such a big success that our principal, Lisa Higa, wanted to have the garden as a resource elective. And so the next year we had worked out the schedule, and I was able to take every single class at the school out to the garden during their rotation blocks, which is when their teachers usually go to meetings. And so we've been focusing on teaching the students really how to recognize that the land is special. And I was fortunate to have kumus and teachers that taught me all about how special and unique the plants and animals here in the islands really are. And then so over time, working with plants and animals in Hawaii, I realized that the knowledge about it was so precious and so important, and that if I wanted to make sure that these plants and animals and everything, all the knowledge that comes with it, is around and passes on, that I needed to take on the responsibility to teach my students the same thing. And so a lot of my lessons and what we do here is based on a very special legend we have here in Hawaii called the Legend of Haloa. And it basically teaches us that the kalo plant in particular is our older brother, and that in order to take care of the older brother, we need to take care of the land. And that if we take care of the land, then the land will take care of us. And so that's really the core of everything that we do here in Nanakuli Elementary. And that's just the main thing that I really want my students to get out of working here in the garden, is that we need to work together and we need to care about what makes these islands so special. Of course, I strongly feel that eating local and eating fresh is most important, especially because we live on an island. I mean, traditionally, years ago with our ancestors, we grew and farmed every single resource that we needed. And we had a relationship with that land. Nothing was ever wasted. Everything was cycled somehow, some way. And so now, 2019, we depend on the mainland and other places for our food and for our resources. I mean, nearly 85% of our goods come from off the island. And so that's another thing that we really try and teach here, is that it is possible to be sustainable. The more that you care about the land, the more that you can grow from it, and the more you'll be able to feed your family, and not just feed them, but you'll be able to have medicine as well, and any other resources that you need for your livelihood can all come from the land. But in order to do that, we have to take care of it. And so that's just the final message that I really want to emphasize and throw out there for my students, for anybody who's watching or even lives in Hawaii, whether or not you're Hawaiian or whether or not you are from Hawaii. The land deserves our respect, and the more we take care of it, the more it will take care of us.